Hey kids, have you ever wanted a job where you could rescue people? Like a police officer where you could rescue people from bad guys? Or maybe you wanted to be a lifeguard and save people from drowning.
Today, we're going to learn about some people who rescued the Israelites. While Joshua was alive, the Israelites followed God.
Joshua made sure that the Israelites knew that God was in charge. He helped them to follow God no matter what.
They made sure to always remember all the way that God's helped them and saved them from the trouble.
After Joshua died, the Israelites forgot how God helped them. Once Joshua's generation has died, a new generation came along.
All the young people were growing up and having kids of their own.
They started to forget how God brought them out of slavery in Egypt, and how He helped them win battles like the one in Jericho, and all the other crazy things He did to get them to the Promised Land.
Soon, they forgot they needed God.
They started to do bad things and worship other gods. And when they did this, it made God really sad and angry.
He would send armies to conquer the Israelites, so they would remember who was in charge.
Then the Israelites would cry out to God and ask Him for help. They did this over and over and over again.
In fact, this happened 15 different times. So God sent judges to save the Israelites.
Every time God would send an army to conquer Israel, He would also send a judge to rescue them from their attackers and lead them back to God.
Now, these judges aren't the ones that you see in movies, with wigs and big long robes.
They were just normal people that God used in extraordinary ways.
Even when His people turned away, God still loved them.
But He was willing to do what He had to do to bring them back to Him.
Once they remembered, He was always willing to help them.
And that brings us to our important lesson for today.
Even when we mess up, God is always willing to rescue us.
The Israelites messed up a lot, so when they asked God for help, He always did. Memory verse.
Then the Lord raised up judges to rescue the Israelites from their attackers. Kids, God is willing to do the same thing for us. We are going to mess up a lot in our life, but when we do, we can ask God to rescue us, and He will.
So kids, next time you think about being a lifeguard, remember this lesson.
Remember how God uses the judges to save the Israelites.
And how He's willing to rescue you too.
Hey kids and parents, you want to learn more about trials?
Or God, check out the links below.